What it is, what it do, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Don't mind my hair right now because I know it's a mess. The girl just came from work and she decided to film. So as you can see by the title, what we are going to be doing today, we are going to be doing reasons why I don't work at a strip club anymore. Now, I'm not saying all strip clubs are bad. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be working at a strip club, but I'm just telling you my experience with this specific club. So I don't know if you guys have seen my videos. I am going to put a screenshot on the screen. But I have posted a video of like my first day, how much money I made, and I do have story times with that club that I have yet to film, and it's just like a whole lot. So I do have reasons why written down in my phone why I don't work at this specific strip club. So if you guys know what club I worked at, then you guys know, and if not, I'm not going to say the name of the club, but just know that I live in PA. I went to a club. I worked at a club in Philly, and it was one of the top clubs in Philly. So if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. This is going to be more so like a video of cons or reasons why I don't, I guess you could say cons of being a bottle girl at a strip club. So I'm not a stripper. I was definitely a bottle girl. Yeah. So first thing is you have to be there hours before the customers. So when I say hours before, I mean hours before. So like a lot of times you're just sitting there and you're literally just waiting for customers even though the club has open. So the club could open at 5 p.m. and you will not get customers until like probably 10. But the time that we're done setting up, we still have all this time to just literally just sit down, wait for customers, and it would just be doing too much. Like I could be sleeping in a little bit more, like at least 7 o'clock that they can allow us to clock in, but literally the simple fact that it's like 5 p.m. and we really don't get customers 5 hours later, it was doing the most. So second thing, like I said, I was not a dancer, but customers do tend to get touchy, especially when they're drunk. Now I haven't had a major experience with a customer. Creeps trying to follow you home. So I did have an experience with a person trying to follow me home, and this is why I advise everyone to at least tint their windows. My windows are not tinted, which I still need to get them tinted. But if you are working in a industry like this, you really need your windows tinted, especially in sketchy areas. Like being in Philly, like there's so many things that can happen to a point where you have to get your windows tinted. Especially being like a female, you have to get your windows tinted, because coming home at like sometimes 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 4 or 3, you're gonna get those weirdos that literally would try to follow you at night. Okay, so customers walking out on the bill or trying to get a discount. So I worked at a club and I also work at a hookah lounge, and I'll give you another video on why I don't work at that hookah lounge anymore. But there has been times where customers will try to walk out on the bill. So what I like to do, especially working at a hookah lounge, is allowing the customers to pay before I bring out their item that they're purchasing. So if it's like a hookah, they would definitely pay for the hookah before they, so if it's a hookah, they would definitely pay before I even give it to them, before I even set it down on their table, just so I know that the bill is getting paid. I did have 2 customers walk out on me before. One at the, I want to say actually no, both at the hookah lounge. So that's gonna be a whole nother separate video. Next is commission. So commission at the club I was working at was trash. So you could sell a bottle and they will do you dirty. So like you could sell a bottle for $300 and or even say the bill's $1,000, you will get $300 from that bill. And to me, that's not enough. If I'm working hard and to a point where I got their bill to $1,000, I expect to at least have half of that bill, not no $300. That's 30%. So for example, as I said again, this is gonna be another video. Bottles at the hookah lounge will be $100, for example, and say it's like a pint douce. Sometimes people can sell douces for $250, $200. I have yet to sell a pint for $200. I did sell it for $150 because I was trying to sell it for $165 and he was not trying to go for it, so I did sell it for $150. So the club or the lounge would have gotten $100 and I would take the rest home, but that would be on my paycheck. But again, that's a whole nother video that I'm explaining. But like, same thing with the club. Like, if you for example, like, dancers will also try to steal your bottles and steal your money. So if you sell a bottle for a certain amount, the customer will pay, and sometimes the dancers will bring out the bottles of this, that's their customers, and steal the money. Like, it's just like a whole bunch of like stuff going on in the club. At the club, they only allow us to sell 3 bottles per week. So if we wanted to make more money, because bottles is a major way that you can make your money, so only allowing us to sell 3 bottles per week was trash. Like, I could have made, there's many days where I could have made so much more money, but like the simple fact they only allow us to sell a certain amount of bottles was like cutting down a lot of my money. Then on top of all that, they will only allow us to sell bottles on certain days. So if it was a Monday night, they will not really allow us to sell bottles. So we will have to wait until like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to sell bottles. As I said, again, 3 bottles per week. So if there was a lot more customers that want a bottle, or if I was working on a section and they want more bottles, my limit will be only 3 like throughout the week. Another thing is sections. So working at the nightlife, you do learn that it is kind of like a first, I'm not explaining. Basically, there's no sections. So like, if there is a, all right, so say that you have like the room, for example, we do not split up in sections where we can work. So if there's like 12 sections and there's like 3 girls, we wouldn't be able to split it among the 3 of us so we can have 4 sections. It would be kind of thing where it's just like, if they sit down, whoever gets them gets them. So that will lead to some girls walking out the club with no money. Another thing is closing time. So we have the time, most of the time, could not leave the club until it closes. So for example, like servers, we will have to wait until the club is done, till it's closed, for us to leave. Unlike the dancers, once they make their certain amount of money, they can leave. We can't do that. And scheduling is not as flexible as dancers. So if we're on a schedule, we're on the schedule. It won't be as flexible to our needs. If you're a exotic dancer at these places, your schedule is very, very flexible, unlike our schedule. So especially nights that we have specials, like at this club we will have specials every single night. Literally put you on the schedule with sometimes without even asking you. So if you have another job, you're kind of like screwed. Especially if you gotta like call out, like they will look at you funny, like, why are you going out? Because we hired you. Like, it's not flexible at all. All right, so this wasn't, I didn't personally experience this, but I do have in my list. They expect you to half the time look better than the exotic dancers. So if your lashes are crooked, if your makeup is not done, if your hair is not done, I did recently cut my hair, so I cut my hair after the fact. But yeah, like I will wear wigs, I will wear my natural hair, like I will look bomb. But with the other girls or some other girls, if you do not look up to par, they would definitely say something. It was to a point where they had told this girl that you do not look glamorous, or you do not look like basically pretty at all. So you need to step up your makeup game or do something for you to be up to par, which is crazy to me, because literally half the dancers do not wear or do not look up to par to like the club standards. So they really expect you to look better than the dancers half the time. So advertisement. So the club, at least the club I went to, they did ask for my social media. they basically look at your social media just to see if you can bring customers in. So it's not a problem to advertise, but like for people that families don't know that they work at the club, it can be an issue. So yeah, like that's just the only reason why this is on the list, just the simple fact that like if you generally do not want your family members to know that you work at the club, you're kind of screwed, unless you have another account that's like private, maybe that you can still advertise on. You're expected to post about the club and advertise. This is like a security scenario, so like security not walking you to your cars. So I feel as though that security should walk to you, like at least stand outside and watch us walk to our cars, just because like we're leaving at early in the morning, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, sometimes 5, and people being drunk, and just the area that we're in, that I would like somebody to at least watch me walk to my car, just so I can feel a little safer walking out of the club. So this wasn't really an issue for me, as if like I did this, but they don't want bottle girls to twerk, and I don't know why they don't want us to twerk. I think it just may be a thing where they just want us to strictly just be not, I don't know how to explain it. Yes, we're not dancers, but I feel as though that if some girls do want to shake a little something just so they can get a little extra cash, I just feel as though that if the bottle girls want to twerk just to make a little extra money, then let them. But they really don't allow us to twerk, especially if they have their regulars in there and their regulars did want them to dance. They was not allowed to dance. Another thing was hourly rate. So we will get paid the average server rate of like, was it like 3 something? I don't know if I still have any of my checks, but basically it would be like $3 per hour. And with that, they will tax basically all your money. Or if you get tipped on card, like you're going to like expect your check to be taken advantage of. Because of that, some girls, I feel as though that, especially they're not like finessers at the club, they would definitely be walking out the club each night with like around $0, like probably not even $100. But what else? I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, of course you're gonna be sexualized at the club, but that's anywhere. I think that's all. What is it? I've been recording for like 19 minutes. But yeah, so I do have another video I want to film that has to do with a hookah lounge. And if you didn't see that video, I'll put a screenshot on the screen of the thumbnail and probably even put it in the description. But literally, like, these type of jobs you got to get lucky with. Like I said, it's not all strip clubs, because I know some girls really do have good luck with these clubs, and it's not all hookah lounges, but like the ones I worked at so far has not been the best. So I think that's the end of this video. But yeah, so if you're new here, hi, my name is Messiah. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any video ideas you want me to do, either hit me up on my social media. But yeah, so I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.